Hi, boys and girls. Happy Wednesday. Today we're going to jump ahead to lesson 2-6, subtracting greater numbers. We thought it'd be a good idea to review this one because sometimes we make some errors when the numbers are a little bit larger in our regrouping and lining up our digits. Okay, so remember when we're subtracting, we're finding the difference. You may see clue words in word problems like take away or minus or how many more. Those are all indications of a subtraction problem. So in this problem, oftentimes they'll give you the subtraction problem horizontally, and some of you try and do it that way, somehow mentally, but it's really challenging, and it's just really easier to rewrite the digits vertically and subtract, okay? So I've rewritten them, and I've lined them up as best I could on the computer, and so I'm going to start my subtraction. Also, always remember, and I know this is a silly thing today to say, but sometimes we mess up, and the larger number is the top number. I wouldn't be able to subtract 116,691 minus 139,000. Okay, so sometimes that's a mistake students make as well. So I'm going to start in the ones. You always move from the right-hand side to the left. So ones place. 4 minus 1, we know, is 3. Using pink. 8 minus 9, I can't do. If I have 8, I can't take away 9 from it. So I'm going to go to my next digit over, and I'm going to borrow. So I'm going to cross out the 4, and it becomes a 3. I borrowed 1, so I'm going to bring it over to the 8, so that becomes 18. 18 minus 9 gives me 9. I move over. 3 minus 6, I can't do, so I'm going to go to the neighbor, and I'm going to borrow from the 9. The 9 is going to become an 8. The 1 I borrowed comes over, and this becomes a 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. My comma. 8 minus 6 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. Oopsies. Awesome. And 1 minus 1 is nothing. So our answer, the difference would be 22,793. Okay, and notice, boys and girls, I did my crossing out. I showed sort of my computation. Some of us miss those steps, and that's where we tend to make mistakes. Okay, so let's try another one. They're going to ask you again if something seems reasonable to you. Remember, that's sort of asking, like, does my answer make sense? And you can use estimation to help you. So let's subtract this one and find the actual answer, and then we'll use some estimation to see if it's reasonable. So remember, I lined up my digits. 6 minus 4 is 2. 7 minus 9 I can't do, so I'm going to borrow from the 3. It becomes a 2. This becomes 17. 17 minus 9 gives me 8. 2 minus 2 is 0, comma. 2 minus 7 I can't do, so I'm going to go to the neighbor and borrow. 12 minus 7 is 5. And 7 minus 4 is 3. So our actual difference is 35,082. And so let's see if it's reasonable. So I rounded to the 10,000s place. So 82,000 would round to 80,000. 47,000 would round to 50,000. And if we subtract that, 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, comma, 0 minus 0, and 8 minus 5 is 3. So 30,000 is our estimate, and that means our actual answer is reasonable, right? It's 5,000 away, which may seem really big, but when you're rounding to 10,000s, 5,000 isn't huge, right? So our answer is reasonable. And the last thing we're going to look at, again, is using these bar diagrams to help us sort of illustrate the concept. So when you're subtracting, you have a total amount and then you're taking some away from that. So the bar actually, remember, in addition, was represented, the whole was represented as the variable because you knew the two things you were adding. Here, the whole is represented as a value because we know the total and we're taking some away. We just don't know what the other amount is that we take away. Okay, so the representation here of 34,287 minus 21,893 looks like this. So it's actually sort of like two bars. The one bar that represents the total, the bar underneath is split in two. We know one part of it, but we don't know the other part of it, right? And so that's what it would look like. And so the representation shows 34,287 minus 21,893, which equals 12,394. So A would be here. And to check that, remember the inverse operation of subtraction is addition. So if I wanted to check if I was correct, I would add these two together. And if I'm correct, it should equal the total. Okay? All right. You guys should get through this pretty well today. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm trying to stop the video. There's love. Oh, here we go. Bye, guys.